Do you realize the power that words hold? They can either build somebody up or tear them down. They can linger, they can shape perspectives, and sometimes they can echo long after they're spoken. By tuning into this podcast, you are allowing me to call out your most vulnerable self. You're giving me permission to dig into your deepest thoughts, and I understand the impact that words have. I've seen the impact they've had on my life, and I've seen the impact they've had on others. And to be able to hold the power to speak into a microphone and have you listen to me, whether it's in your car, in your headphones, on your phone, on your computer, you are giving me an immense amount of power. And that power is a responsibility that I cannot take lightly. It's a power that I have to ensure impacts you in the correct way. I started this community knowing that I would want you to show up as your most vulnerable self. And that also means that I have to show up as mine. Not a lot of people get to see that. And so that's scary for me. That's uncomfortable. And yet I know that I've never grown in comfort. You're probably wondering, who is this girl? Who does she think she is? How important is she? At least that's what I'm thinking in my own head. These are all the reasons why this podcast almost never came to be. But it did. And we're here. Welcome to the very first episode of the podcast. This podcast dropped on a very special day for me. Today is my birthday. And as I reflected on my 28 years of life, and most recently my 27th year of life, I wondered, what can I do to make this year different? I'd always heard of people picking a word for their year, whether that's the calendar year or whether that's their birth year. And this word essentially anchors them for the rest of that year. It guides them. And they use that as a filter in which they live their life that entire year. And when they misstep, it whispers to them, remember why you chose me. My word is intention. And I was thinking about the intentions for my life. I started thinking about my intentions for this podcast. My intention is for the young woman who spent her life searching for love to realize that the love she needed the most was her own. My intention is for the one who's carried the weight of the entire world and has never been able to lean on somebody else for help to realize that she needs to forgive herself because she did the best that she could with all that she had. My intention is for the mom who looks in the mirror and sees her reflection and realizes she only recognizes bits and pieces of herself to finally understand that she still has dreams, she still has a voice, and she still matters. For the woman who's always been the strong one, the one who's never been allowed to fall apart, to finally give herself permission to break. For the person who spent years dimming their own light just to make other people feel comfortable, to finally reclaim the right to take up as much space as they need. And for the little girl inside all of us who felt unseen, unheard, unloved, to finally begin to heal. My intention is to help you heal while I'm healing me. My intention is to help you grow while I'm growing me. Because I am tired of bearing the weight of the world on my own, and I know you are too. So I want to ask you a favor, because I can't bear the weight of these intentions on my own. I want to ask you to bear them with me. And I want you to share your own intentions and let others bear the weight with you. Share your stories, share your struggles, share your hardships, and allow yourself to ask for help and allow yourself to accept that help. I want to share a story with you, if I may, about somebody, an old friend of mine actually, that finally decided she was tired of carrying that load on her own. She reached out to me, and essentially her message was this: I have listened to other people speak about their struggles, and those struggles are the same ones that I'm going through. And I also know that I'm not absorbing it right because I'm not hearing it from the right people I look up to, and I want to know how you do what you do. And maybe, just maybe then I can take something from it. And what I want you to understand is this: I'm not a gifted speaker. I'm probably not going to be somebody that has a quote especially credited to them. And everything you're going to hear from me is either going to be something I've learned from just living life, or something somebody's taught me that has been so ingrained into my brain that it's become a part of who I am. A lot of the things or concepts you're going to hear from me, you've probably already heard before. And yet I know that I can hear something 100 times and have it register the same exact way every single time. And then on the 101st time, it could finally click for me. It could be because I'm hearing it from a different person. It could be from the same person, but they're at a different place in their life, so they're delivering it just a little bit different. Or it could be that each time I hear it, I'm a different person. I have a different perspective. I'm in a different place in my life. And so I hope I can provide a place for you to feel so vulnerable that you can hear something for the 1000th time and have it finally click for you, because you deserve to have it click. Something I've grown to love doing is understanding people through the stories that they hold closest to them. They say that stories are the windows to the soul. So what a privilege it is to be able to step into somebody's story and see your own reflection in it. The power of stories, the power of words, they have the ability to change our lives. I had a story so good the other week that I considered going back to school to get my English degree just so I could tell a story as good as the one that was told to me. And I'm choosing to share my stories with you because I know what my life would be like if others chose to not share their stories with me. By starting this podcast, I want the both of us to be able to discover our greater purpose. I want the both of us to be able to discover our greatest selves. And I say greater and not greatest because let me just show you. Do me a favor really quick. Extend your right arm out to the right as far as you possibly can. Are you going to do it? I'm going to wait. Now try extending it a little bit further. Well, if you could extend it that far, why didn't you do that in the first place? We so often think that we've given everything our all, only to realize that there's always another level waiting to be unlocked. That's a huge part of what this podcast is about. It's about pushing past the limits we set for ourselves. It's about realizing and stretching further and dreaming bigger and becoming greater than we ever could have dreamed. My name is Lola, and I hope that you're going to continue to tune in with me. I hope you'll allow me to share the facet of myself that not very many people get to see. To most people, I'm either the cheeky, sarcastic, charismatic character, the driven and slightly delusional entrepreneur, exhausted and dealing with her own childhood trauma to become a better mom. Yes, I said that twice. The person who is impulsive and has ADHD. I seldom get to share with others the deep and insightful part of myself, the part of myself that feels like I'm way too young to have the knowledge that I have, and because of how quickly I was forced to grow up, the person who doesn't have to shapeshift to fit the needs of others, to feel more liked, to feel less exposed. I'm really glad you're here, and as I'm on this journey to learn to love myself, I hope that you can also learn to love me as well. I'm incredibly excited to be on this journey, and I can't wait to get to know you too.